Hello, so today we're doing assessment over heart auscultation and respiratory assessment. So first I would ask my patient some history questions dealing with cardiovascular type questions. So, hey Andrew, have you been having any problems breathing or anything? No, have you ever been diagnosed with anything heart related? All right. Do you play any sports?
I used to.
You used to? Okay, and no breathing problem. Everything's good. All right, so you always just want to ask your patient some of those questions just to see and get more history before you do the assessment. So, what I want to do first, I would love to check my patient's pulse. So, first I'm going to check his pulse, his radial pulse, and I am going to do it bilaterally on both sides. The normal for this should be 12 to, oh no, God. Hold on, I'm sorry. Alright, so I'm going to check his radial pulse bilaterally, and the normal for this would be 60 to 100 for adults. You hold that about 15 seconds. Alright, that's a normal. Now check the other side. Alright, that's good. Also, I would check his dorsal pedal pulse, and also with the fingers, I could also do capillary refill bilaterally, and just to make sure that blood flow is good. Look for pale, or if the blood flow is not running through, it would not come back red on those fingers. Alright, and after that, I would check his dorsal pedal pulse. That would be in front of his foot, and we're going to check that bilaterally also. Okay. Alright, that's good. Alright, next we are going to do the heart auscultations. Can you take off your shirt for me? Do you mind if I touch you?
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Alright, actually. Alright, we're going to start at the aortic. Alright, we go to the pulmonary. Alright, go to the T. Alright, those all sound normal. And if you had someone who had abnormal heartbeats or any type of noises like heart murmurs, you would still ask them, have they ever been, have they heard that term, or have anybody ever told them, as in getting a physical, have they ever had that happen? And you would, if it's something that's abnormal to them and it's a risk for them, you would probably want to refer them to a cardiologist or their primary care physician. All right, so next, I would love for him to stand up for me. We're going to check his lung asymmetry to make sure those are in the same line. So basically, I'm going to go under his scapula, and I'm going to pinch right about here, and I want you to breathe in for me, Andrew. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alright, so those are just checking the lung asymmetry. If you have someone, you want to make sure your thumbs, while you're doing that, they're coming up and going down at the same time. And that would correlate to having lung, as he is breathing, that would correlate. His lungs are at the same pressure and same as he breathe in and breathe out. And also, back to the heart auscultation, I would also palpate Andrew's chest just to see if there are any tender spots on him. Have you ever felt anything abnormal up here, Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No pain here?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And you'll just palpate just to see if anything is abnormal, just touching, no lumps or anything like that. And that's going to be it for our assessment. Thank you. Alright, so today we're going to start with your peak flow meter. This is the peak flow meter. This is used to test your lung strength and see how well your lungs work. So it usually goes off your age, height, and weight, okay? So basically what this do is, it goes from red, yellow, green, but this one's red. So it's gonna start at the bottom, as you see. It's a little thing right here. And all you're gonna do is, I will usually put this on. This is the cap to blow into. So I'm going to ask you to stand up for me. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna inhale and exhale only one breath. So you go and don't only use that one breath, okay? We're gonna do this 3 times and we're gonna use the highest number you get, okay? All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's a little higher. Last one. All right, that was the highest. You got higher, so you got 350, and that's the peak flow meter. All right, so next we're gonna do the tactile frequencies. This is looking for the vibrations of the airways going to the lungs. So you would feel on your patient from the posterior side, you're gonna be feeling for vibrations, and an increased tactile frequencies will result in a type of airway or something's going on with the lungs. All right, so what I want my patient to do is sit up straight as he is, and I want you to repeat the numbers 99, okay?
Okay.
All right.
99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
All right, stop. And his vibrations were the same on each side. If someone who was not the same on each side or have an increased tactile frequencies, then we know that something is going on within his lungs. All right, so next we are going to have a pulmonary percussion assessment. This assessment is going to be where I have my patient sitting, and he is going to be just sitting with his posture up front, and we are going to be testing for percussion. So I'm going to use my index and middle finger, and I'm going to be testing on him if he has any flat, dull, normal, or hypersonic sounds. So if he has flat or dull, that would be some effusion going on. If we have normal, that would be healthy lungs or bronchitis. Or if we have hypersonic, that could be emphysema or pneumothorax going on. So what I'll do is I am going to have my fingers, and I'm going to do this 2 to 3 times in each spot. All right, here we go. All right, so he seems to be normal on both sides, so that would give him to having a healthy lung. If not, we will have to figure out why the patient is having flat or dull or other sounds that could lead him to having something going on with his lungs or inside of his body that's not helping him have those healthy lung sounds. And that's all for pulmonary percussion. Alrighty, next we have pulmonary auscultation. That is basically where it's the same as pulmonary percussion, same things going on there, but this time we're actually listening for those stridor, bronchi, or rail sounds or wheezing within the lungs. So this, I'm going to use a stethoscope, and I'm going to do the same pattern as I was doing on the pulmonary percussion. And this one I'm doing anterior and posterior, listening to the lungs. All right, here we go. All right, as I said before, if someone who was having those sounds like bronchostridor or rails or wheezing, then we would probably have to refer or figure out to get further evaluation on why they're having those sounds. So I'm going to do the anterior portion. Time, remember, please. So as we did, we're going to just do the anterior portion of it. Check those from the front. All right. and got his sound normal as can be. So that's all for that one. All right, so next we are going to have our eye assessment. So what I always tell my patient, if I had a Snellen's eye chart, I would first of all check my patient's eyes first before I do that. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. Can you move your hair for me? Thank you. Okay, so I'm just checking your eyes. It's okay if I touch you?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What to do with it?
Open up. Okay. Just looking for any cuts or anything. Open your eyes wide for me. Okay, looks good. All right, so after you check the patient, you just palpate around the eye part, you know, just see how any tender spots, nothing, everything's okay. You don't have any vision problems?
No.
All right, so next I will have you stand up for me. And if I did have a Snellen chart, I would have you turn that way to my chart. You'll be 20 feet away, as if you really were. And I would have you read from line 4 to the right. What do you see?
A, F, G.
All right, and so, okay, good. You can sit back down for me. All right, so your eye color looks good, nothing unnormal. So what I want you to do next, I am going to check your eye with the light, okay? So it's going to be a little bright, okay? I'm going to cover one side, okay? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cover this one. Open up. All right. That looks good. And your reaction to light is pretty good. Your pupil dilation is pretty good. And that's going to be it, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much.
All right. To add on to the eye assessment, I will also have my patient, when I'm doing the assessment, I'll ask him, if I had my light, I just say, follow me. So follow me. You keep your eyes on my face. You don't move, you just move your eyes, not your face. There you go. Up, down. All right. Thank you. All right, so next we're going to do the ear assessment. I'm going to be using an otoscope. So for your ear, we're just going to check for cuts, anything around your ear, any cauliflower or any type of deformities. You may have some wrestlers. You don't wrestle anything, do you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what I want you to do, I'm just going to, you can hear really good? You hear that? What about that? Okay. So your hearing's pretty good. All right. So first, I want you to tilt your head for me. All right. So this is an otoscope, and I'm just gonna look inside your ear. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Do the other side for me. All right. So when I look in your ear, I'm just looking at your tympanic membrane and stuff like that, just to see if you have any built up dirt or anything. And if you did have wax, we would have to get that drained to try to get that out. Don't use Q-tips. If you do, it just pushes it back inside of your ear. So next, I'm just gonna palpate around your ear. All right. No deformities, no cuts or anything. That's good. All right. So what I want you to do is, if I had something to do a test, it's called Weber and Arend sign. If I did, I would just tap it and you would hear it, but I don't have that with us. So both of your ears look pretty good. Just keep them clean. And if you have any problems of hearing and all that, you just come back and see me, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, so next we're going to have the nasal. So, your nose. Start. I'm going to ask you to tilt your head back for me. All right, so basically I'm just going to palpate around your sinus cavity. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're just going to squeeze right here on your bridge, your septum. How's that feel if I do anything? Does that feel okay?
All right.
All right. Do you have any sinus problems or anything?
No.
All right, so that feels good. I'm just going to look at you from the front now. All right. Your nose. Lean back for me. Okay, looks pretty good. Your bilateral is asymmetric, so that's good. It's in line. All right, so next I am going to look up your nose if you don't mind.
I want to do it.
All right. Tip for me. Okay. That looks fine to me. All right. So that's really it. You would just look for allergies. You have any allergies? You have runny nose sometimes.
No.
That's okay, as long as it's nothing abnormal coming out. And if you're having problems with that, just come back and see us, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hello. All right. Next, we have the throat. So basically, I'm just gonna check for your tonsils, looking for any redness in your throat, and I'm looking for different, if you had anything, I'm just checking to make sure everything's normal inside of your mouth. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. I put on gloves just for safety. All right. So first, I'm just gonna palpate around your neck, your lymph nodes. And stuff. How's that feel? Any tender spots?
No.
Alright. Alright, so that feels good. So basically, I'm just gonna pull your lips down if you don't mind. Alright. Put your lips up. Alright. That looks good. Let me see your gums. Alright. Okay. Alright, that looks healthy. Can you say ah? Okay. That looks good. Let me see in the back. So basically, I'm actually gonna look inside without a scope. Ah. Alright. Try to hold your tongue down. There we go. Try to see that. Okay. That looks pretty good. If you did have some redness or anything, but that could be from tonsils, or maybe if you had strep or a sore throat, your tonsils are in that all the area will be red. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, and that's gonna do it for that.
Okay.